When we think about developing a strategy plan for our strategic or core customers or channels or markets, we think about an enormous amount of work. A plan with the size of an old-fashioned phone book, which takes so much time to develop that by the time it is finished, it's already obsolete. So let us give you a 9-step process, which will help you to design that strategy in one day, provided the necessary pre-work has been done by the team already. And the first 3 steps of this 9-step process represent that pre-work. Part of it is the organization of the team, consisting of around 10 members with relevant authority and knowledge and expertise, and representing various functions such as finance, supply chain, trade marketing, and obviously sales. All those functions which are involved in working with that particular customer, channel, or market. Then an executive sponsor who makes sure the design is aligned with the company's strategy, culture, and values, and keeps contact with and aligns with the internal functions. Another part is the initiation of the process, the conditions and outlines of the plan. What's the process going to look like? Who makes sure all the information is registered, described? What are the ground rules concerning strategy scope in terms of time, functions, geography, segments, etc.? And finally, what are the ground rules? The quality of the strategy is by large driven by the quality of the analysis. So after the team has been formed, the members can start collecting the necessary information and insights for that analysis. The easiest way to divide is to divide the 7 C's of knowledge to the various experts on every C and ask them to collect knowledge and insights concerning both our customer and us. And that's the idea of the Tesco wheel. Only do things which are good for our customer and for our finance. And then look at what it means for our operations and our people. Whilst developing those insights, ask them to earmark already the quick and big wins. Give them a number of weeks for this, depending on the information you and your team already have or may not have. And obviously, talk to your customer too to get their input. Then on strategy day. On that day, start with the vision. What are you striving for at the end of the plan period? Mind you, the vision is your lighthouse, your beacon on the way to realization of the strategy. It shows you the direction and should be inspiring and motivating. You will not be able to realize it fully at the end of the plan, but you will be hanging on it with your fingernails. We use a process called the big picture exercise. Divide the participants in 2 groups. One group will visualize on a flip chart the current situation with the customer, and the other group will visualize what they want that situation to be in the future at the end of the plan period. But they will only be allowed to visualize. No words, no talking, and only 5 minutes time. The reason why we do that with visualization is that visuals contain a lot more information than words. And it is therefore your work as a facilitator and leader to find out all the details behind the pictures. So question the participants and probe, and probe. The scribe will keep track of everything being said. As a following step, ask the teams to underline the words or phrases which appeal most to them. Identify the ones which receive most votes and ask the 2 teams to start wordsmithing a vision statement which is inspiring, motivating, and directional. And choose finally the one which everyone loves and write it big on a flip chart on the wall. Keep checking everything you do in the rest of the process against that vision. A large part of the process is dedicated to the analysis, and mind you that we chose to define our vision before doing the analysis. The reason is that we do not want the circumstances, the market, the competition, internal constraints or issues, etc., to influence our vision. And if it turns out that they are influencing the vision, we just need to find solutions to resolve them. NASA would never have gone to the moon if they would have let themselves be limited by their circumstances in the year 1962 when the plan was born. A great tool to process the 7 C's of knowledge, data and insights is the customer-oriented, action-generating SWOT and so what. Have a look at our video channel, the Blueprint Cafe, and have a look at that video about how to develop that SWOT. To make sure the analysis is complete, review the SWOT from all different angles, such as customer, finance, operations, people, environment, and write down all the so what actions on a post-it or on a virtual post-it. The strategies are the ways to reach the vision, and having done the so what actions, we can now start clustering them by topic or by common factor, the so-called buckets of actions. Find 3 to 5 buckets, no more, which will form the basis for our strategies. Look at all the actions within a bucket and define a strategy statement, which again is inspiring, motivating, and directing. The same wordsmithing exercises with the vision. And then the Boston priority matrix can be used anywhere in the process to prioritize all the actions identified. Having the vision and the main strategies now, we can now start working back to the tactics by starting to define all main steps, actions, needed to realize that strategy. Divide the team over the different strategies by natural interest, expertise or passion, and let them define the top line key steps or initiatives without the necessary deadlines or responsibilities yet, but do put them in chronological order. Actions could obviously be sourced from the previous so what actions of our analysis work, but it is even better to define them from scratch in the first place, using brainstorm techniques, and then check with the so what actions if something is missing. The last difficult and time-consuming work is per action the definition of all the granular steps to be taken to implement the action which helps implementing the strategy. These need to be in chronological order and assigned to a particular person or persons and with a clear deadline. And finally, present the strategy to the executive sponsor. Where appropriate, amend, improve, update, etc. and ask them to sign off. Ask the executive sponsor to share the plan internally with the various stakeholders as to get alignment on it. And finally, present the plan obviously to your customer. And where necessary, process the 4P actions into a joint business plan. With the right preparation, team and dedication, it should definitely be possible to do all of this in a day. And we are always prepared to have a non-binding conversation with you to explore how we could be of help. Good luck with this process.